Hello everybody, jimmyispromo here, back again with another awesome video. And in today's video, we will be talking about 4 very important Bluetooth settings when it comes down to the Galaxy Note 9. And we will also be covering 4 very crucial small steps and settings you can change to also improve the sound quality when we are talking about these 4 Bluetooth settings. Now, if you are brand new here at the channel of jimmyispromo and you own a Samsung Galaxy device, don't forget to hit on that subscribe button, as well as the bell for notifications so you get notified for future videos. And don't forget about that playlist tab on the very top to check out all the videos I've made so far for the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. The first Bluetooth feature that we'll talk about today is called Separate App Sound. Now, if you have not discovered or used Separate App Sound just yet, you'll find that this will probably be one of your best friends or most highly used features of the Samsung series of the S9, the S9 Plus, as well as the Galaxy Note 9. So first off, let's head over to where the settings are for Separate App Sound, then we'll go a little bit more in depth. So if you pull down the notifications panel, click on the settings icon, you're going to see where it says sounds and vibrations. Now inside of sounds and vibrations, you're going to go all the way down to the very bottom where it says separate app sound. Now, if you don't want to go through all of those steps and you simply want to search for it, just pull down the notifications panel, click the settings. On the very top where the settings search is, you're able to basically type in separate and you'll be able to find it right away. It'll take you directly to that screen. Now, what Separate App Sound does is the way that if your phone is connected to a Bluetooth source, so it could be connected to your car, could be connected to a Bluetooth speaker, could be connected to a Bluetooth headset, and as you are listening to your music or watching YouTube, whatever the case, you will also have sound that comes from the phone as well. So in my case, this is a huge separation of sound for me when I'm in my car, I'm listening to music. Usually I'm listening to Amazon Music that's connected to the Bluetooth audio of my vehicle. And then my son is in the back seat that is using this phone to watch YouTube. So what will happen is when you go inside of here, you turn this one on, then you're going to go down here where it says app. So what is the application that you would like to come out of whatever source you want? So as example, I chose YouTube. And then when you hit on back, you're able to choose what, pretty much where is that audio source coming from. So my audio device I chose is phone. Now, if you always want YouTube to come from maybe a Bluetooth speaker or your car, then you can just choose Bluetooth device. But for me in my day-to-day life, this might also be the same for you. Maybe you want this additional little application to only come from the phone. So then this way, if you're connected to any other application, it'll always go through Bluetooth. So how about we go over this example? So right now I will turn on a Bluetooth source. And usually in my example that I just talked about, we're talking about my car. I usually listen to Amazon Music that comes from my phone into the car. My son's in the back seat watching YouTube on the phone. So in this way, anything that he's watching is not going to pretty much disrupt what I'm also listening to. So let's say that we go inside of Samsung Music. I'm going to hit on play. And so now we're listening to music. When I hit my volume right here, you can see that it is coming from this LG speaker. And if you are interested in this LG speaker, I will place this inside of a link below the video inside the description. So music is being played. You can actually hear it from the speaker. And let's say that I go inside of YouTube and let's just choose on any random video that pops up. So let's click on Rhett and Link, and now as we watch this, you can see that the audio is coming from here. I am able to change the audio where you can see where it says Media, YouTube, Phone. So if I keep on bringing this down just so you guys can hear me, you are able to go through each of these lines individually. So you can turn up the audio from the LG speaker, and if you wanted to, you can turn on the audio of the media of YouTube. So you can see here how this might make an impact on your life as well. So maybe if you always listen to music, maybe it's Amazon Music or whatever the case may be, or Spotify, you can actually have that audio always coming from a Bluetooth source. So this way, maybe if somebody sends you a Snapchat or you watch a Facebook video or you're watching YouTube, you're not going to be interrupted through the Bluetooth speaker over here with a little ding. It's just going to come through your cell phone. So now I will be throwing in one of those critical other settings that you should know other than these main 4 Bluetooth settings, and that is by using a toggle through your little notification panel on the very top. Now, this toggle that I'm talking about is sometimes I go inside of my vehicle, sometimes the music, either audio from YouTube or Amazon or something, is actually going through the car, but I don't want it to go through the car at that moment. So what you are able to do is when you pull down that notifications panel, you can see where it says Smart Things. When you hit on this little volume button icon here, you can change where that sound is coming from. So if I choose my phone, now this little 5-minute drum guitar thing is actually coming out of the phone itself, and it's not connected through the car. And if I wanted to, I can move it right back over into LG. So it's really fast in toggling where the audio source is now actually coming out of, and you're able to change it really fast just by doing this and then changing where you want it to come from. Now, a lot of people, they'll actually just turn off Bluetooth, and then this way, now it'll come through their cell phone. But you don't have to do that when you use this toggle. Bluetooth feature number 2 is called Media Volume Sync. Now, natively on a Samsung phone, when you're connected to a Bluetooth audio source, they are separated when it comes down to turning up the volumes on each one. But with one little fast setting change, you can make it to where it's only one volume line that you have to turn up. So just as a fast little example, on the phone, natively, I can turn up a volume, but it's not turning up the volume of the speaker itself. That means I would now have to, if my phone is Bluetooth volume 100%, I have to go over to my Bluetooth speaker and turn it up. So you can see I'm actually turning up the volume of the speaker, but nothing is changing on the phone. So let's talk about where the setting is. If you pull down the notifications panel, press and hold on the Bluetooth icon, on the very top right-hand side, you'll click on those 3 dots and head into Advanced. Now this is where you turn on that media volume sync, but the media volume sync will not be illuminated to pretty much toggle on until you're connected to a Bluetooth speaker. And so now with this setting turned on, if I go over to the speaker and I turn down the volume, you can see how it is turning down the volume on the phone as well. So how about we turn this off right away? We're gonna go right over into a song. Let's go into Samsung Music again. Let's go back into playing this song. And so right now it's playing through the speaker. Now, if I turn up this volume right here, you can see that I'm turning up the volume, but the speaker is not really that loud. I can go back to the speaker, hit volume up, and it's actually going louder and louder and louder, but you can see that it is not doing that one toggled line. So I'll just hit pause. I'm gonna go back into the Bluetooth icon, press and hold, go to the very top right-hand side, go to Advanced, turn on that media sync volume, and you can see that this one line is right here. Now, this phone Bluetooth setting is at 100%. And now you can see that pretty much where that little volume is, you can see how it was pretty much down. That's because I turned on the speaker pretty much to that volume there. So I hope that this makes sense. So how about now we head over into the music one more time, hit on play. Now I can actually control one little volume line just by doing it through the cell phone, or I can do it through the speaker. So if your speaker is across the room, it's a way that you're able to pretty much, control it from just one little source. And I'm just gonna go back through here. We could turn this back off. And you can see that the speaker went down in volume. It's because this little volume, setting was also down a little bit as well. So you can see how they are natively independent of each other until you turn on media sync volume. And now you only have one volume line to play with. The third Bluetooth feature that we'll talk about today is called Smart Lock. So Smart Lock is a way that when your phone is connected to something that is trusted, either a trusted location or a trusted Bluetooth speaker, it will take away the lock screen of the phone. Because if you're somewhere that you are connected to something through Bluetooth, it's a place that you probably trust, there's people around you like family that you don't need to have a lock screen on your phone. So this definitely comes in handy because when I'm at home and I'm connected to this Bluetooth speaker, I know for a fact I don't need a lock screen on my phone, and it's a way for me to get into it faster without having to always do my credentials. So to turn this one on, you want to pull down the notifications panel, click on the settings icon, and then you go down to where it says lock screen. Once you click on lock screen, you're going to see this option here called Smart Lock. So once you've put in your PIN or code or password for your credentials, it'll take you to these 4 options of Smart Lock. The first one is on body detection, which I don't ever really use. You also have trusted places. This is one that if you go home or if you go to work and you put in a saved location, then your phone doesn't have to have the lock screen. Because again, it thinks you're at a trusted location that you don't need to have security on your phone. This is the one that we'll talk about today, which is the trusted devices. Once you click on trusted devices, you're going to go down here where it says add trusted device, and then you just basically choose which one of these that you would like to have your phone always be unlocked for when it's connected to Bluetooth. So I'm going to choose on this little LG speaker. I'm going to hit on yes, add. Now when I hit on that home button, what I'll do is I'll basically click on that power button. And usually what will happen, you guys have seen it in my past videos and everybody always has a lock screen. But if I hit on that little power button again, if I swipe, it automatically unlocks my phone. And it's because it thinks it's at a location that it's trusted. Now I do want to throw this in there too. I have run into somebody who asked the question, hey, every time I'm at home or every time I'm at work, my phone does not lock. I put on a code, I put on a password, and for some reason it's not working. But other times it does work. So sometimes they're like, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And this is one of the features I looked at on their cell phone, one of the settings. They actually had this one turned on for their house. And as well as their work. So they put in 2 trusted locations, and that's why it worked and didn't work. Once we turned it off, then they were definitely happy. So you just saw that this one basically unlocked just because I was connected to a Bluetooth speaker. So I just turned this one off. It is not connected. I'm going to hit on that power button. And so that means that if maybe I left the house or maybe I'm not in use of that Bluetooth speaker at that moment in time, I hit on that power button. When I hit on the swipe, there you can see it's asking for my credentials again. Bluetooth feature number 4 is called dual Bluetooth audio, and then right after this I will talk about those other 2 critical Bluetooth settings or features to know to get the best sounding sound out of anything you're connected within Bluetooth. Now, dual Bluetooth audio definitely comes into play if you like to spread the sound throughout your entire household by connecting 2 Bluetooth speakers at the exact same time. It can also come definitely in handy when you're on a plane or at home, at work. Your spouse or a friend would also like to listen to the exact same song or movie that you are also watching. And back in the old days, you'd have to have something through the audio jack, your little aux splitter, so then this way 2 people can listen to it at the same time. But now you can actually do it through Bluetooth, dual Bluetooth audio. Now, as of right now, I am connected to this Bluetooth speaker over here, and now let's say that we want to connect to this headset over here. So I just wanted to show you that you don't have to do it with 2 Bluetooth speakers or 2 Bluetooth headsets. I'll connect to a speaker and a headset just to kind of show you pretty much all the possibilities you're able to do. So when you pull down that notifications panel, press and hold on the Bluetooth icon, and then again, go on the very top right-hand side to more options. But right now you can see I'm connected to this LG speaker. So on the very top, you click on Advanced, and then this is where you turn on dual Bluetooth audio. Now, this will be turning off that media volume sync if you had that one turned on. And so now with dual audio, you can see that this one is turned on. You can see, you can click on that and it can give you a little bit more explanation. So now that you have it turned on, so now the next step is to turn on your other speaker. Once you have that secondary source of Bluetooth turned on, it'll automatically connect to it. If it doesn't, you'll be able to see it on the bottom when you hit on scan, and then you just simply connect to that one as well. So you can see it's connected to my watch, as well as this Bluetooth speaker here, and as well as this headset on this side. So now let's go over into that song that we've used this whole entire time. Let's go inside of the Samsung Music. We're gonna hit on play. And so now I'm gonna turn on this little volume. I'm gonna turn it up. And you can see that I can actually turn up the volume of the speaker. So the sound is coming through here, and then it will also come out of this headset as well. So just to prove that you can hear it from this speaker, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put this headset over to my mic. And so you can see how they were both playing at the exact same time. And then if you hit on pause, and you hit on play one more time, you can still see that they're both playing with each other. So there is one thing I want to add when you are using Bluetooth audio, especially if you're using 2 Bluetooth speakers, where if they're spread out through the house, you might not really tell, but if they're in the same room, you want to make sure that they have the same Bluetooth version, so Bluetooth 5.0 or 4.1, whatever it is, as long as you're both the exact same. If you have one Bluetooth version that's way older than the other one, you're going to notice that there's maybe a second or a half-second gap in between them actually being in sync. But if you have 2 Bluetooth headsets, you're not really going to notice anyways, because person A is listening to it, person B is listening to theirs, and they're not able to listen to the other person, so they know that pretty much everything is going to be in sync. But again, make sure you're using the same version of Bluetooth if you're using speakers to make sure that they're 100% at the exact same time. And now it's time to talk about those 2 critical Bluetooth settings or features to talk about when you are connected to a Bluetooth headset or a speaker. And this is just a way to make sure that you're getting the best sound from those speakers. Sometimes people buy speakers and they say that they don't really sound that good. They buy headsets, they're like, hey, this doesn't sound as great as my other phone. And it's because there's a couple things that you are able to change. First off, when it comes over to the Samsung device, you do want to pull down that notifications panel and you want to go through all of these quick features and quick settings on the top and make sure that you go to your Dolby Atmos. You first want to make sure that this one is toggled on, and you want to look at all these different settings. If you go through and it's on auto, it might not be set up perfectly for music. Now, I also do want to let you know when you pull down that notifications panel, you don't have to press and hold on the icon. If you actually just press on the word once, it'll open up a little mini menu to still make these changes. So when you are listening to music, switch it over to music. If you're watching movie, you can switch it over to movie. And honestly, if you're watching YouTube or whatever the case, go through these settings really fast. You'll notice as you toggle between each one of these little settings, it will make a little bit of a difference, and it might be big enough to make sure that you still love that speaker that you're listening to. And then the last one I want to talk about is make sure you go back inside of your settings, go back inside of your sounds and vibration, and then on the very bottom again, you're going to notice where it says sound quality and effects. So once you've turned on that Dolby Atmos, you did just amp up the sound, you made it sound just a little bit better, but you might be looking at this equalizer and this thing might be set up on custom. It could also maybe even set up on classic or even normal, and so now your equalizers are set up to pretty much do nothing. And so as you go through the equalizer, you can put it on rock. As you go through the rest of these, you can see it's a huge difference when you change it. But sometimes you might want to go to custom, and I put mine pretty much like this. I put bass all the way up, and then I pretty much moved this tuner over here a little bit more on the instrument side versus the vocal side, because underneath the Dolby Atmos of music and this custom setting, it just sounds fantastic. So if you have something that sounds a little flat, it's not the Samsung device. It's a simple little Bluetooth sound quality setting you can change and affect. So this way it's going to sound a little bit better. And you might go through some of these as well too. If it's set up on concert hall, it's going to sound a little different. Your Tube Amp Pro, that can change it as well. So those are those two extra critical steps to make sure that your Bluetooth sound and experience comes off a little bit better than what you would have normally done if your phone was set as stock. And also that third one that I talked about earlier in the video is by going through your smart things when you are connected to something through Bluetooth, hit on a little volume button. If you want to switch really fast on what you're connected to, you're able to change it without trying to go through all the settings of Bluetooth, turning things on and off. It's just a fast toggle to change which one you would actually want the audio source to come from. So I hope that you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. I hope something was new for you. Maybe something made a little bit more sense. And if it was, smash that like button. Also, don't forget to hit on subscribe. You can subscribe right over here on the very bottom left-hand side with that little red circle. Share this video with your friends and family and social media sites. And outside of that, I'll see you guys later.